And what we're seeing here at the border, the migration flow, increased migration flow, certainly it ebbs and flows. And we're at a time of the year where we're seeing more at the border. And it's not unusual.
What the hell?
This is an immigration system that has been broken for decades, and the president has taken this very seriously to try to do more.
Some illegal border crossers are being given court dates in 2031. What are they supposed to do here for 7 years?
Again, that's a better question put to the DHS. I'm not in a position to talk about specific cases like that.
Well, we're waiting.
The American dream is dead.
You started talking about accomplishments from this last year. You talked about the economy, but in our latest ABC News poll back in November, by a 10-point margin, Americans still said that they would trust Republicans on the economy more. So what is your message to Americans who just think what you've done on the economy is not enough?
That actually was pretty funny.
Watch me.
Look, we understand what Americans have gone through. We do. They went through, and you've heard me say this many times before, and my other colleagues, coming out of the pandemic was a tough time, a difficult time for so many Americans. And we understand it's going to take some time for them to feel the accomplishments and what we've been able to do in the last 3 years.
Show is some freaky shit.
I understand you don't want to negotiate from the podium, but can you tell the American people if there's any immigration policy that this White House is willing to talk about and is working on with Republicans?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So I want to be really careful as negotiations happen. We don't want to do this in the public, right? It does not help the process. And so we want to make sure that those negotiations are happening. Obviously, we're part of those negotiations with the senators. We think it's going in the right direction. We want to make sure that we get to a bipartisan agreement. It's incredibly important. The president understands. He understands that we have to fix this immigration system.
Why?
Has been broken for decades now, and so we have to do everything that we can to fix that system. And so we're going to have those conversations, and you're right, it's not just about funding, it's also about policy discussions that they're having, and so don't want to get ahead of it. And let's not forget, this is a president that has had these types of negotiation, or been part of these types of, his team certainly has been part of these types of negotiations for some in different subjects and legislation. So that has happened for the last two almost 3 years, and they've been successful. So we're going to continue to do that and stay steadfast on that.
Really?
There was a general decline in some of the migrant flows. Again, not perfect, not saying that it was down to a level that was comfortable for anybody, but there had been a decline. And so we want to see that same effort being applied again as a team going forward, and we'll see where that goes. But we're working on this really hard.
Enough! Silence! I can't take this shit no more.
Successful, would you say, the administration's efforts to stem root flow, to get to the root causes of migration?
We believe that we've done a good job working with our partners in the region to try to get at some of the root causes, including political instability and crime. There is more that needs to be done. And I think it's important, again, as I said earlier, to keep this in perspective. You are seeing more people on the move for a variety of reasons across in this hemisphere than since World War II. I mean, it's a historic level of migration.
Excuse me. All right, move on. Nothing to see here.
And there's a lot of reasons for it, and we're not the only country that's facing this flow. So it's back to the question about alliances and partnerships. A way to get at this is to work with neighboring nations to try to get at these root causes. At the same time, working on our own immigration process here in the policies here in the country, and getting at reform, as well as working on border security. And that's why the president asked for $6 billion in the supplemental.
What the hell is that shit? That's pretty.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Those are great names.
I'm out of here.